I think you can't wait for someone to fly underneath you and save your life.
Well, as soon as I seen this post, it made me so sad because I already know a lot of men have, gotten molested or have gotten hurt as children, whether it's by somebody in their family or a woman that was way older than them. And a lot of the times you'll hear men that'll be like, I lost my V card at 12 and she was 20 something. And that is not losing your V card. That is somebody molesting you. Or in my eyes, that's great because that's an adult. You know what I mean? And because you're a boy, you think that, oh, it's cool, like a girl's on you. That's not cool. It really isn't, because the side effects and the things that happen to you later on in life linger. And a lot of y'all don't understand that. You become hypersexual. You're sleeping around a lot because you're trying to fill that void. Then there's even some men that literally don't want to be touched at all. They're repulsed by touch. There's a movie that I really like, and I used to watch it all the time when I was younger. And it used to make me like bawl, cry, y'all. Until this day, I could still watch that movie and cry, but it's really sad. It's called Antoine Fisher. It's with Denzel Washington. And long story short, in the movie, a lot of the guys make fun of him because, he doesn't get pussy and oh my God, he's so this and that. And all reality, when he was in foster care, the women in foster care used to force him to do stuff. So now when he gets pleasure from a woman, it just causes PTSD. There's a lot of men out here who have gone through that stuff and will not tell you. And I just feel like there's a reason why. If they're going to get made fun of, treated like crap, or forced and pressured into doing stuff, that kind of makes no sense. Us as women know what it feels like to get violated, and a lot of women have had certain things happen to them. Not every woman, but a lot of women have experienced that. I feel like you should be very empathetic when it comes to a man, because I feel like for guys it's a little bit different. Don't get me wrong. I feel like no matter what you go through, your feelings are valid, y'all. Man or woman, rape, anything, your feelings are valid here. That is sick. And if you were a child, I am so sorry. I wish I could hug you, because that is something that you can never fix. And it makes me want to cry, y'all, because I'm pretty sure a lot of us can relate to this in some form. But, men getting raped and men getting hurt and stuff like that, that's sick. You know, they don't get to express their feelings. They don't get to cry. They don't get to go to nobody. They don't get to tell anybody these type of things because you're a man up. So I just feel like if a guy expresses these type of things, he's going to get roasted. But I'm here to tell you that your feelings are valid. And again, 100 million times, I'm so sorry this ever happened to you. Watching videos like this, y'all, and seeing even the comments made me so sick to my stomach. I'm so sorry if I get emotional, but nothing will ever make you look at a man differently until you ever hear a man actually go through something like this. And no one talks about this. You know how, like, there's times where girls will confide in you and you're her partner and she's going to tell you about an uncle who did something to her or somebody who did something to her. And then you're like, man, it kind of takes you back. If you're a woman and you've ever experienced a man telling you this, I promise you it'll bring you to your knees, because not only does the man not ever tell anybody, he's super choked up, he feels embarrassed afterwards. My biggest thing to you, hug that man. Hug that man, love that man, never throw that in his face, because these are things that people deal with. And PTSD is real, y'all. And somebody feeling alone, somebody feeling violated, don't peer pressure them into having sex. This is why I get so bothered with men and women pressuring people to do stuff because of stuff like this. You don't know what the fuck people go through behind closed doors. You don't know what people had to deal with as children. Getting your innocence taken from you as a young child will never sit well with my spirit, and I will never understand why people do stuff like that, y'all. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, but that shit makes me so emotional, because like I said, I definitely can relate to hearing somebody out and hearing these type of things, and it's sad. Nothing will ever come as a shock to something like that. And I can always tell a man has gone through stuff like this by the things he doesn't want to do, and if he's not affectionate at all and he's more standoffish. Please understand that men's mental health matters. Please understand that men have stories as well too. And please be very lenient and please be very open-hearted when it comes to these type of things. And that goes for men as well too, because a lot of y'all like to do this. That didn't happen to you. You're just making it up. Who would make up that stuff, y'all? Who would want that to happen to them as a child? You know what I mean? I digress, y'all. I just really hope that you understand that there's a lot of people out here that don't want to be touched, that don't like people hugging them, don't like people doing stuff to them, and you think it's a you, and oh, you got to give me a hug, and you got to this, that's my love language, but you're peer pressuring them, and you're making them feel like the person that did that stuff to them. Please stop going out into this world and acting like there's not people who don't get hurt, who don't get touched. And I really think that it takes a special person and a special individual to love a man like this. And one last thing I want to say, if you guys remember that one comedian and actor, his name's D-Ray, he has the colored eyes, he's like a light-skinned dude. I made a video a long time ago, and man, that shit made me cry so bad, I didn't even want to make the video. he was telling people, hey, when I was younger, my aunties or whoever, he said, I could be butchering this, but his aunties used to make him go down on them or whatever when he was a little kid. Mind you, they were in their 30s, 40s, and he was a kid. And he said, now that I'm an adult, it's scary to me to go down on a woman. And all the producers and all the people in the background are laughing and joking. And you could see him laughing, but the way his eyes looked, that shit ain't funny. You could tell deep down inside that man was dying. I would be broken to tell somebody that, and then everybody starts laughing. What's funny, y'all? There's certain things that I don't think funny. Grape ain't fucking funny. Molestation ain't funny. DV ain't funny. There's certain things where I'm just like, what would make you think that that's something to laugh about, y'all? Like, I might be a bitch. I might say certain things, y'all, but I have moral code with certain things. There's things that are off fucking limits. But yeah, if I were you guys, please, if you can wholeheartedly love somebody unconditionally and get them to open up to you, you better cherish that, because there's a lot of people out here who have been touched and won't even tell nobody. And I can see why. Men's mental health matters, y'all. Please be the person that makes that man feel safe. Please be the person why that man feels happier, Be the person that makes that man go, you know what? There are good women in this world. She isn't going to throw things in my face. And I'm pretty sure we all at one point have thrown something in someone's face or did something along those lines. Please, from here on out, just be a better person. Care about the way you impact these men.